Yes, I am gonna do this every year.
Well, looks like the party got canceled. Joey's little sister got into the Xanax and...
Are you dressed as me?
I'm in!
Dude, I told you like a week ago that I was gonna do this. Hey dude, would you mind if I chopped your onion in half for the next line pasta episode?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, cool, thanks. Oh, by the way, I know.
What?
Nothing.
Gentlemen, I regret to inform you that we've been compromised.
Well, what does this mean for the mission?
I am sorry.
Wait, no, we can still do this. Who cares if he knows? We can still go on with this.
At least you won't have died in vain.
I know. As if he's keeping his secret from me or something. That'll keep him paranoid for weeks. You remember now?
Yep.
Great, so now what are we gonna do?
Well, we could be responsible and drink in our own home instead of a situation where we would have to drive.
Okay.
Hey folks, Halloween parties can be fun, but please remember, if you're gonna drink, don't drive. Every year, thousands
Out
of...
of liquor.
Man, I was in the middle of a PSA. Well, what can we do that's spooky?
Ooh, I know! Ghost stories are spooky!
Wait, why did you give me a light? Isn't only the storyteller supposed to have a light?
Oh, that's so that the camera can see your face.
Camera? There's a camera?
I call this one The Tale of Blade for the Game Boy Color.
Blade! That's Halloween related, right? Vampires and their hunters and, lots of leather. Halloween! Blade hit theaters in 1998 and is widely considered to be the very first rated R comic book movie. As much as I love Deadpool, people are very wrong when they say it's the first comic book movie to be equally as violent as the comic book. But even before Ryan Reynolds could bring his favorite superhero to big screen justice, he had to do something far more sinister. Blade Trinity!
Why bring up the violence of Blade, you might ask? Well, I was looking for a Halloween episode to do this year, and I was looking through all the Halloween-themed games, and I thought of Blade, and I thought, oh yeah, Blade 1 for the PS1 and Blade 2 for the PS2. And I was going to do a whole episode on how companies had difficulty transitioning from 5th generation to 6th generation games, but then I was caught off guard to find out that there was a Blade game for the Game Boy Color. I'm sorry, what? What kind of business decision is this? Like, wasn't the Game Boy Color marketed for, like, small children? What small children are seeing Blade? Is this like an Aliens situation here, where despite the movie being rated R, there was tons of toys made for it because of all the kids that saw it? Well, now I'm morbidly curious. So, let's dive right in, shall we?
Well, here's the intro. Wait, Hal worked on this? Excuse me? I mean, at this point, Hal already had the Kirby franchise, Super Smash Bros., and the entirety of Nintendo backing them up. So what the hell are they doing working on Blade for the Game Boy Color? Also, I might add how weird it is seeing Hal and Activision together in this intro. Alright, let's get started. Oh boy. There he is, Chris Christopherson. Gotta say, they really nailed that hair. Looks like lo mein coming out of his head. So I guess we're starting at enemy base 1. Yeah, real creative, guys. Real creative. Oh, these controls are weird.
So, how the controls for this game works is the D-pad controls Blade in a 180-degree fashion, and you press B to fire. In the foreground. There are also enemies in the background which you can't hit with the B button. Instead, you have to press the A button, which brings up a reticle. Then, you have to press A to fire again, aimed correctly at the enemy. Then in order to go back to the first mode, you have to press B again. Ooh, boy.
This is weird. I mean, it works, but it's weird. I've never felt any game do this before. Switching between the two styles of gameplay is really jarring, but the transition between the two is actually fairly smooth. Again, it's functional, but it's really bizarre. On to the next level. And it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Okay. So how the controls for the beat-em-up levels work is the A button is a quick jab and the B button is a strong uppercut. And to be honest, the uppercut has enough knockback to make it way overpowered. Enemies have a lot of health too, so most encounters are kinda long and boring rather than challenging. And that's pretty much how this whole game goes. You start off each stage with a shooting segment, and then the brawler segment happens. In each brawler segment, you have to beat all the enemies on the floor, find out where the mini-boss and items are on each floor, then get to the top within an allotted time span. Then the bosses show up. Alright, let's beat this first boss! And that was super easy. Okay, maybe the second boss will be harder. That was marginally more difficult. Alright, what about... Nope, also easy. Okay, final boss. Final boss has to be the hardest boss in the game, right? Nope. No, that was pretty easy. And there's old Wesley's face, so we can assume that's the end of the game. Good. Yeah, all the bosses in this game are really easy. In fact, I think some of the mini-bosses may have been harder. Kind of a letdown, to be honest.
And that's my biggest problem with this game. It's really easy. And simple. And really short. I mean, look at the time code for this video. I mean, like, couldn't even come up with enough material to make a skit halfway through the video. It's almost as if, like, this game was made for small children. Which, after the crap I've heard about Blade Trinity, I want children nowhere near Wesley Snipes.
Blade for the Game Boy Color is fun for about 45 minutes. And then it's over. The graphics are nice, it controls adequately, and there's even some variety in gameplay. But ultimately this game felt rushed. I believe if there was more content in this game could have been a hidden gem on the Game Boy Color. The framework is there, it just needs more game to this game.
And so, in conclusion, I give Blade for the Game Boy Color a way too short out of 10.
That wasn't a scary story.
What do you mean?
That was just a review of Blade for the Game Boy Color.
Oh. Oops. Well, what about this one? I call this story The Blade Trinity Production Cycle. It was late one night and David S. Goyer made a script for Blade Trinity. Wesley Snipes didn't like it one bit.
Party's back on.
Really?
Yeah, apparently Joey's sister took a bunch of laxatives, not Xanax.
How do you get those two confused?
Very carefully.
Well, I'm gonna go get my wallet and we'll go. Here it is. Now where did I put my keys? keys doing here? Here we are. Now I'm probably gonna need a code. It said on the Weather Channel that today was like 40 for the high, so better get a code.
Nice try, Will. Oh, the cloning machine. Oh, everyone knows that only real cloning machines come from Sears. In real life, good. Got Frank. Frank and Bacon. What up, invaders?
Oh yeah, what a great prank, man. Sears.
Yeah, Frank. Sears.
Yeah, it's great. Well, we should probably get going now. What is that smell?
Smell?
It smells like receipt paper. It's a receipt. From Sears.
It was all a dream.
Except for the part about Blade Trinity. The part about Blade Trinity was more than real.
Seriously, that was real. That was real. Read some of the Patton Oswalt interview and all the stuff that came out about Blade Trinity. It's all true. Wesley Snipes is a scary man.